I really need to get a goddamn car mount. This is getting a little ridiculous at this point. Anyway. Ooh, Lord. The vlog. Grimiest shit on the internet since 2014. I'm going to teach you what it means to be driving and vlogging. Anyway, what's going on, guys? I'm literally pulling out of my office right now, so you're going to see the whole traffic ordeal, baby. Shit, am I allowed? There's a cop right in front of me. Am I allowed to be in this lane? I don't even know. Anyway, this is like the nightmare turn, because how this turn essentially works is that it's a turn on. It's like it's a left turn, and you can make a green. You go on green, but there's never a green arrow, and there's always immense traffic buildup from the other side. So you essentially have this situation where you either you have to rush. You have to like speed for it right as second it turns. You need to be super alert, or you do not get to go through and you have to wait a whole another cycle. Did I get honked? Or did someone else get honked? There's no one behind me. I don't think I got honked. Anyway. This is aside the fact, but you're going to watch me go through this right now. Hot as shit right now. But so I was doing a lot of thinking today, and I've been listening to a ton of music. It's perhaps the most, for the past couple of weeks, like, music has been the medium. Like, I call these phases my favorite medium phases, and for the past couple of weeks, music has been my favorite medium to consume at the time. Like music, I've been really into music the past couple of weeks. I go through like medium phases, and essentially I was thinking like this year hasn't been a really great year for any medium. And I was like thinking, I'm like, there have been great movies, but not a lot of great movies like 2016. There haven't been pretty much any great anime this year. Shows, nothing really comes to mind. Going back to the anime thing, I have not watched Dragon Maid, so I can't really. I know that's apparently a great anime, and I'm gonna watch it. But anyway, so essentially, I was thinking, wait a minute, I'm 100% wrong, because this year has been an exceptional year for music so far. One of the best. We are only halfway through 2017, and it is already one of, if not the best years for music. Literally so much great stuff came out this year. Like, we started off the year with a bang. We got Above the Earth Haunted, which is the second in the Trial of the Golden Witch. I'm doing the run. The guy still went. What a fuck. Oh no. You're going on my lap. Okay. The guy still went. What a motherfucker. Oh, fuck. I just went through a train shit. Oh, no. If cops pull me over, you know why. Oh, wait, it didn't go down yet. So, obviously, I was able to go through. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Anyway, this year has been a fantastic year for music. Literally amazing. So we started off the year with the bang. We got Hardwired to Self-Destruct by Metallica, which isn't a fantastic album, so to say. I'm stuck in traffic, so I'm gonna reposition this. It isn't like what the traditional notion of a fantastic album is, but it's a really fun album. Oh shit, maybe it came out at the end of last year. Whatever. It starts the trend. It starts the 2017 trend of bangers. Anyway, so everything I'm saying came out a lot better in my head while I was sitting at work distracted. But anyway, so essentially, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, it wasn't the traditional notion of a fantastic album, but it was a very fun album. There were no extremely memorable traps. I mean, Atlas Rise was pretty great. I'm gonna screw this shit. I'm just gonna go up the turn lane all the way. This is probably illegal, but fuck it at this point. We're in Florida. There's a lawless wasteland. What was happening here? I'm not even quite sure. There was some sort of build up there. This is a nightmare. Yeah, Sunrise is always literally absolutely horrible. It is the worst road in Florida. Anyway, it's a notion, it's like the idea of a really fun album. It's not necessarily this amazing, unforgettable album, but there was a couple of great tracks, like Moth into the Flame, Atlas Rise, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. A lot of like just, it's really fun and really banging. If you want to get like really pumped, like a yeah mood, or like a big upbeat kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna go kick some ass, do something great, then Hardwired to Self-Destruct is a great album for that. I'm in a really bad area right now, so everyone walking around is looking at me like I'm a fucking insane person. I'm on the phone to them. I don't know why. I'm a rich bitch with Bluetooth. That's what they have to perceive here, because, or else I'm an insane person. But anyway, so yeah, not much more to say about that. It's not the best Metallica album. It's definitely not the worst. It's just kind of a fun little way to kick off the year, to get pumped. But then we were like pretty much hit with Above the Earth Haunted very quickly after that, which is the second in I like to call it the Trial of the Golden Witch rap saga, which, if you don't know, it's a series of rap albums by YouTube anime analyst Digibro, who's obviously one of my favorite YouTubers. If you watch the vlog, you'll know that. He's one of my favorite content creators, period. And last year we got, second half of last year, we got Bedroom Bedrock, which was a 10 out of 10 fantastic album. Above the Earth Haunted took it's a sequel, it's a spiritual successor, whatever you want to call it, but it took a more experimental approach, while, oh my god, this guy is just not moving. Oh, thank god. Anyway, it took a more, like, experimental approach, while Bedroom Bedrock was very, like, grounded in traditional rap sound. Above the Earth Haunted was very, like, bizarre, very abstract. It was almost like how you'd say prog rock, like Pink Floyd and stuff like that. It was almost like that, like, but like prog rap, I'd say. And it was very solid album. I think it was only like 4 or 5 tracks, but it's whenever it comes out of my shuffle, I'm never going to skip it. I don't usually find myself going back and listening through unless I'm doing a Trial of the Golden Witch binge. But it was a great start to a great year for music so far. I'm just gonna, and then I think after that was a little quiet for a while, but I know we got Wesley Dreamers, which is the new audio album, and it's fantastic. Like, I'm gonna do a quickie review of it. It's rapid review, not quickie review. What am I talking about? Rapid review at some point once I expand rapid reviews to albums, which will probably have happened already. But essentially, like, audio managed to make a sequel to his this is the sequel to 2016's Sunset Memories, which, if you read my top albums of 2016 list, I said Sunset Memories was my favorite album of 2016. It is my number 2, probably behind Makaku City M's, favorite Vocaloid album, so to say. But essentially, Wesley Dreamers is a prequel album to last year's Sunset Memories, and while Sunset Memories was 80s synthwave, this was more mid-late 2000s indie rock, like 2010s indie rock, I'd say. And somehow he still manages to take he still manages to carry over this same feel and same tone and the same aesthetic. And it's just a fantastic album. You owe it to yourself to listen to it. It's the perfect compliment. Like, I thought it couldn't get any better than Sunset Memories, but this was, I wouldn't say better. I still think I prefer Sunset Memories as an album overall, but it's definitely like a worthy partner, I guess, so to say. I think that's the best way to describe it. But yeah, we got Sunset Memories. We got Emotional Anime Raps, another Trial of the Golden Witch rap album. This one isn't part of the main saga. This was sort of a spin-off album. And it has my favorite Digibro / Trial of the Golden Witch song ever, which is For Stella the Magic on it, which there's a whole vlog dedicated to me talking about For Stella the Magic. But that whole album is great. Like, there's a couple of songs that don't really hit, and they're like, it all sounds great. There's a couple of songs that really aren't memorable, and they don't let me hit, but it has this very somber, very emotional tone. Like, you kind of listen to it, and you're like, your heart starts to hurt a little bit. And the fact that he was able to convey that by rapping over anime intros and outros, I believe, it just shows you the true talent of Digi as not only an anime analyst, but he is honestly my second favorite rapper, period, behind Endless Jess. And yeah, so that was a fantastic album. Continuing this just a bunch of hits. And then we got so we have, like, so far we have Hardwired to Self-Destruct, Above the Earth Haunted, Wesley Dreamers, Emotional Anime Raps. That's like, I'm probably out of order with some of this. I think Emotional Anime Raps came before Wesley Dreamers, but and I'm obviously missing some. We got a new Macross album this year, which wasn't great, honestly. This is a fucking nightmare. I've gone through 3 cycles at this one light, essentially. You can't clodge the Raj. God fucking damn it. Oh my god. Motherfucker. He just, like, decides to do this slow fucking ease turn into the shopping center last minute all of a sudden. What a fucking dick. Oh no, my phone. Good thing I'm stopped at traffic indefinitely so I can adjust this shit. Fuck. God. Oh, Lord. Ooh, Lord. Anyway. I guess I can go into Ruby Volume 4 there. The next 2 albums we will be doing full podcasts for. They probably will be out before this vlog, so you would have seen them. But, Ruby Volume 4 soundtrack came pretty soon after, continuing this trend. This was one of those times where I'm like, well, if you don't know how the Ruby soundtrack albums work, they serve as supplementary storytelling to the show. So, essentially, it tells additional threads of the story through the album. So, if you're a fan of Ruby and you haven't been listening to the albums, you gotta go. You owe it to yourself. The Ruby Volume 1 soundtrack is in my 3x3 of my favorite albums of all time. So, but yeah, the Ruby Volume 4 one came out and it was fantastic. It was like the first one, other than Volume 1, which since Volume 1, where I'm like, this soundtrack is just as good, just as enjoyable as a standalone piece of media as Volume 4 itself. And there's some misses, like instead of James Lucindo remixes, you got some Harry Loads remixes, which we made jokes for in the vlog, but he's not as great of a remixer. The Boob remix was actually good, though. I really enjoyed this, like, almost like acoustic-y, western-y, country style of remixing Boob. But you got, like, so many fantastic tracks on this it's so good. It has some duds towards the end. It's in the remix sort of section. There's a couple of songs that are just kind of duddy, but most of the part, it's a fantastic album. Best Ruby soundtrack, best Ruby album since Volume 1. I said it, but yeah, so that was fantastic. And I mean, this past week, which I'm going to talk about a lot more, we got Gay and Dead, which is the third in the Digibro Trial of the Golden Witch rap saga. And that one started off disappointing. I was like, oh man, this is it. The phase is over. But then I just listened to it more and more, and each time I listened to it, it got better to the point where it is now my favorite Trial of the Golden Witch album. It's one of those albums that's very, like, you have to watch it a couple of times. Like, you will not get it the first time. You just have to keep on listening over and over again. Did I say watch? I meant listen. But, you just gotta keep on listening and powering through it, and then eventually it becomes the best thing ever made. So, I'm gayer than God. Anyway, that was a fantastic, and we have, how many great albums did I talk about? Gay and Dead. Oh, well, I'll go back in order. Just to recap. Hardwired to Self-Destruct, Above the Earth Haunted, Emotional Anime Raps, Wesley Dreamers, Ruby Volume 4, Gay and Dead. That is 6 great albums so far. We are only halfway through 2017, and we already have 6 fantastic must-listen albums. And I'm probably forgetting some too right off the top of my head, but it just shows you what 2016 was for film, this year is 100% for music. This has been a fantastic year for music, and I'm really looking forward to what the rest of the year. I mean, we're getting a new Out of Service album in a couple of weeks, History of Out of Service, and that's probably going to be great. I think it's mostly remixes, or all remixes. I'm not that as well versed as Zach in the Out of Service kind of stuff. I've only listened to 2 of their albums, but and this isn't to mention all the great albums from previous years that I've acquired and listened to this year. Like, I got into Out of Service early this year, so I listened to Shoe Injunction and Planet 8, 2 fantastic albums this year. They're not of this year, but I listened to them this year. Also goes to the Beatles' Love album, which I finally was able to obtain. I've been looking at for a couple years now, and I listened to it. It was well worth it. Like, all these albums are just pounding. It's just a year for music, and I'm really happy with where the medium's going this year. And there were a couple of great there were 4 great albums last year. Like, last year we had David Bowie's Black Star. We had the Ruby Volume 3 soundtrack. We had Bedroom Bedrock. We had Sunset Memories. 4 amazing, fantastic, probably like fantastic, near perfect albums last year. And like this year we have, that was throughout the whole year last year. This we have 6 so far, and we have not even made it halfway through the year. And I'm just so excited for where the medium's going to go this year. I was kind of in a bad rut over previous years, like 2015 and early 2016, definitely. I was kind of like, I kind of just got on this kick where I was like, modern music is done. There's nothing going for modern music anymore. And boy, was I wrong. We have 6 must-listen albums this year. I keep on restating it, but just the fact, it's just such an exciting time to be a music fan. Like, every other day, something's popping up. And you know, the crazy thing, no, you motherfucker, no, fucking, this goddamn piece of shit bus just stopped, and I almost got stuck in the street, and oh my god, it's moving, but I gotta get around it. I got to, and no one's gonna let me in, because this is fucking sunrise, and everyone wants to get home, and every so much time. That was dangerous, but yeah, everyone wants to get home at their precious time. No one can be compassionate. No one has any fucking moral caliber. No one has any character on this fucking road. But essentially, you get the gist. That's pretty much all I gotta say. Not much more to say. I'm probably missing an album or 2, and I feel like a moron after I listen back and just like, I actually made a 2017 playlist today of all the good albums that came out this year, and just put them all together into a big playlist that I'm probably gonna listen to now. But yeah, 2017, the year of music.